The Unhappy Hour on the new AmericanMedia.com.
All right, everybody, we are back. My name is Brian Engelman. You're listening to the Unhappy Hour here on the TNAM Radio Network, part of the new AmericanMedia.com. We are joined with special guest Zak Baris, former NBA scout, current NBA consultant, and a lifelong Cleveland sports fan. Zak, we watched a hell of a roller coaster of a Cleveland Browns season this year. When we actually were in first place, sole possession of first place for the first time in a long time at one point this year. And I hate to say, of course, but of course that did not last. What did we learn this year? What did we learn about this team?
We learned that this team played very good football through the first 11 weeks of the season. They were 7-4. I mean, they didn't play very good football at that point. They were very good through 9 weeks when they were 6-3. And then they had that horrible loss to the Texans. I'll never forget leaving a few minutes early from that game. And they played terrible against the Falcons too, and they were 7-4. And that was the last one you'd see of them. And they played so badly the last 5 weeks of the season. I mean, they were atrocious on the offensive side of the football. The defense played great. They kept them in every game for the most part. But the offense was terrible, whether it was Brian Hoyer, whether it was Manziel. But at least Hoyer didn't give up on the team. Manziel was just a joke. I mean, he's a joke. He was down in the vault a couple weeks ago just getting hammered. The day after he missed his training session, he was hammered drunk in the basement of the Nye. Hammered drunk. And there were plenty of witnesses there to prove it.
Now, was that the party, the air quote party that Manziel threw that got Jordan?
He did have people over, and he was spitting up shots on the bar. I mean, at 2 a.m. I mean,
wait, he was doing what?
He took a shot and spit it up on the bar.
Like threw up or spit it out?
Like spit it out on the bar. Like he was so trashed.
Okay, and Josh Gordon was there, and Justin Gilbert was there.
I did not see Josh Gordon right there. Justin Gilbert lives in the building. Josh Gordon I did see, though, on Saturday after the plane took off. So Josh Gordon did not make the trip because I was taking the elevator up with him the other day. He was in the building 100% wearing a hoodie. I knew it was him. He was not fooling anyone.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Zak's actually living in this, it's like a real-world house. It almost seems like a reality show house. Is that the best way to describe it?
No matter who you're, it's funny. You're walking in there throughout the day. You're going to see someone, no matter who it is. Whether it's someone from Hollywood or whether it's the Cleveland athlete, you will see someone throughout the day in the building.
Well, and you guys were there the day that Manziel got into the fight in the elevator or outside of the elevator, the altercation with people.
I was not there. My roommate was in it.
Yes, he was there. Right. So we learned that our defense is good, but Johnny Manziel is a joke. Do you think he faked that hamstring injury?
I don't know what he did, but all I know is I don't want him back here.
Wow.
He's, and the thing is too, you look at guys who play their asses off every week, Dante Whitner, the Joe Hayden, the Joe Thomason. And, I do think they'll be a better football team next year. Getting back Alex Mack and having a couple of first-round picks, I think they're going to be just fine next year, and they do have money to spend in free agency. But like I said, there's one issue that has not been solved yet, and it's the quarterback.
Yeah, that issue is the lingering problem on this team for a long time. I mean, is it even remotely God, hang on. Before I can even mention if it's possible that Brian Hoyer comes back in any capacity.
It is possible at this point. He's got the leverage.
But wouldn't it be interesting, though, to just ponder for just a moment, had the Browns not brought in the Johnny Manziel circus? I mean, you saw it with Michael Sam. It's a circus. You saw it with Tebow. It's a circus.
Well, look how well Teddy Bridgewater played at the end of the year last year.
Well, let's just imagine if Sammy Watkins was there to fill in the number one wide receiver void, keeping Gordon on his toes instead of selling used cars and developing a diva attitude, allegedly.
Well, Gordon would have been suspended either way. He tested positive before the draft.
Oh, yeah. But that's my point. Knowing that you're down your number one star receiver, you draft Sammy Watkins, and then you give him to fill in for Gordon for the season, and you let Brian Hoyer have a legitimate number one receiver to develop some chemistry with.
Or if you'd have taken Odell Beckham Jr. and Teddy Bridgewater. Look at this. I mean, I'd take Odell Beckham Jr. any day over Sammy Watkins.
That one-handed catch is one of the best things I've ever seen.
Here's the thing. They could have grabbed Beckham Jr. at 9 he had an unbelievable season. They could have grabbed him at 9 and gone from there. And that's the thing. If you would have taken Beckham and you would have taken Bridgewater, he didn't bring any of the media over. He didn't bring any of the media circus over. But what would the season have turned out like if they had those two guys instead? I think it would have been completely different.
Yeah, of course it would. And there are those stories that Jimmy Haslam, Browns owner, talked to a homeless guy who said draft Manziel. These rumors have been denied. And then, of course, somebody said that it was Jimmy Haslam that said, go get Manziel after he sent that text, and that's been denied. It's kind of hard to tell what is what. But, I mean, let's talk about another player that we have, Justin Gilbert. He got suspended, too. What's his problem?
He's an immature kid, too. I mean, just as you thought he was coming along this season, he obviously wasn't. He's a bum, too.
So do we have to stick it out with these people, or do we have to cut bait?
The only one I wouldn't cut would be Gilbert, just because I'd give him some time. He's the number 9 overall pick. Manziel's a quarterback, and he's done.
Do you think any team would trade an asset for him?
Probably not. I mean, the only team I could see even wanting to go grab would be the Eagles or the Cowboys, because he fits with Chip Kelly's system.
Oh yeah, I could see that. I could maybe see that, and of course you can never count Jerry Jones out.
Yep.
Everything's bigger in Texas, and I don't care how big Johnny Manziel mania is. I think the Cowboys show is going to be bigger. But yeah, missing on Justin Gilbert, that's a harsh one. And so is it true with Josh Gordon, him getting suspended, that now he can't be a free agent next year? Is that how that works? I got a little confused trying to follow that.
So Josh Gordon basically being suspended 11 games, he won't be a free agent after next season now. Wow.
So do you think I've seen stories that we're shipping him around. You think he's gone before the season starts?
Most likely, but there's no guarantee.
Yeah. There's just so much talent. It's just I hate losing that. So mainly, what do you want to see the Browns do in the first round? We have a couple of picks. What do you want to see them do with the Bills pick?
I think they need a defensive lineman, number 1, and go wide receiver with the other, or I take, you go offensive line. I mean, but I'd probably go defensive line, wide receiver.
Yeah, really, offensive line. Just we have some good pieces over there, but man, I'm hearing a lot of bad critiques and reviews of Mitchell Schwartz.
He just wasn't very good. He was much better when Mac was there.
Well, I think the entire team was a lot better when Mac was there.
Yeah.
But
so that's why it'll be interesting to see how good they are when Mac comes back next year. But you need to add depth all around the football on the offensive line. Yeah.
So as far as quarterback, predicted, like you said, Brian Hoyer probably has more leverage than he did when he got benched the first time. Some people are saying you got to stick with Manziel and just see what he can do, give him a full year, and let him, find out if he can be the guy. I'm guessing that's not what you want to do, since you said trade the bum, cut him, whatever it takes. If you were running the Browns, what would you do at quarterback with Hoyer and with any draft picks or free agents?
Ooh, it'd be tough. I really don't know at this point. I'd like to see who hits the market, what trades become available. I mean, that's definitely what I'd be banking on. Because this team is so close to being such a great football team. Give them a quarterback and add a little bit of depth, and you've got a very good football team.
Absolutely. We proved this year that we can play with anybody. That's step one. Now do it consistently. We didn't have a winning record, so no, we couldn't do it consistently. But, face it, all of the other teams in the AFC North were good enough to be in the playoffs. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. Going up against the Ravens and the Steelers and the Bengals like we have to, 2-2-2, that's a big chunk. That's 6 games out of your 16 game season. That's against really badass teams. But I have no need in my life for excuses. They just got to win. And if the other teams could win, if the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Bengals can win, so can we. And
just an FYI, Braxton Miller picks Oregon over the Buckeyes in a college football poll, in a Twitter poll.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Who wins the national championship game? Retweet for Ohio State, favorite for Oregon. And he favored it for Oregon.
Oh, maybe
Cardale.
Oh, man. Maybe Cardale Jones, Twitter consultant, can call up Braxton to say, oops, I meant to hit favorite, or I meant to retweet, or no, I did that backwards. My bad. Cardale Jones. I ain't come to play school. I come to play football. Oh, boy.
You know what's funny is Cardale Jones, before that tweet, was actually he was a scholar athlete for the 2 previous semesters.
Wasn't that at a prep school after he did really lousy in high school, though?
I think he just needed to get his life together. I think that was why he was in prep school. I mean,
hey, man, at 18 and 20, which one of us doesn't need to get our lives together?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Thank God I grew up in a time where everything wasn't on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. I couldn't even imagine going through that experience again this time. Even just living in my 30s now with everything, it's I don't know. It's just incredible. You don't really give these people much of a chance to, make their mistakes and grow up and mature a little bit, because I'm a very different person, I think, than when I was growing up. But hey, let me let you get going here. But before I do, what about the NFL playoffs? What are you thinking? Because they're finally kicking off. I'm pretty excited about it.
So I'm going to go with, here are my picks.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Carolina over Arizona, just because Arizona has no quarterback play.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? Arizona, that's a great parallel, because the Buckeyes have played over in Arizona a bunch.
I really like the Cardinals in the football game.
Oh, yeah, their team is good, but look at them. They're down 3 quarterbacks, and they can't keep it up like the Buckeyes did. It just goes to show how special what Urban's doing really is.
Oh, yeah, and I'm taking Pittsburgh over Baltimore. I've got the Colts over Cincy. I've got Dallas over Detroit. So I'm taking all the home teams.
Carolina, Pittsburgh, Colts, and Dallas.
Yeah, taking all the home teams.
All right, perfect. Well, hey, now we just get to let it play out, and thankfully I'm not just going to get kicked in the stomach on Sunday by the Cleveland Browns letting me down. So I'll get to watch real professional football get played, and, we'll see about next year, and, of course, the Buckeyes coming up on the 12th. So, Zach, I appreciate your time, as always, and I hope you have a great weekend. And, we'll be doing this again. I'm not sure what the big news story will be in a week or a couple weeks or whatever, but it really seems like other than NCAA basketball, you kind of have this stuff covered. So it's always a pleasure chatting sports with you, and we look forward to bringing you back next time.
Okay.
All right. Take care. Zak Baris, everybody. If you're not following him on Twitter, do so. It's
Happy New Year, Brian.
Oh, Zach, Happy New Year to you as well. By the way, any world global predictions for 2015? What do you expect out of this year? A really good year?
The world will still be here in 2016.
Who's going to be here in 2016?
I said that the world will still be here in 2016.
Oh, okay. That we're going to survive whatever's about to happen. Kim Jong-un isn't going to destroy us for a movie. Did you watch the interview?
Yes, I did watch it that night, actually. Christmas Eve, I watched it, or Christmas night, and let's put it this way. Kim Jong-un is 1950s weapons I wouldn't be too scared of.
I watched the movie and I liked it. I like some of the commentary on social media and just some of the absurdity of it all. Obviously the types of jokes that they run, very sophomoric, immature, South Park kind of stuff sometimes. But
exactly,
I dug the movie. I just kind of I liked how it was shot. Like I liked some of the scenes, just some of the music there. It was neat. It's definitely a must-watch movie, but in no way is it one of the best movies I've ever seen. Is kind of how I describe it.
Exactly.
Must watch.
I don't think it was a very accurate portrayal, but I mean, I've never been to North Korea, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, that.
Apart from what I've read, but I mean, they made him out to be an idiot.
Well,
so it was a good movie. Let's put it that way. It was a good movie.
It's a must watch, absolutely.
It was a very realistic ending.
Yeah, well, I had a cybersecurity expert on my show a week or two ago, and he said there's absolutely no way, at least based on the information that's been made public at this point, there's no way you can link this to North Korea. And then you see sanctions coming out. It's like, why are you guys trying to go to war with North Korea? Why are you trying to get us on your side to go to war with North Korea over a movie? It's literally Wag the Dog, like I was talking with Blake Wally about yesterday, where a Hollywood producer produces a fake movie to distract the country from something. It's like, wow, now it's coming from Sony Pictures, literally in my backyard. Like right over here where I'm at.
Yeah,
Sony
right
Studios. Yeah. Like, okay, now you're producing a war with some... It's just phenomenal that we're living through this stuff, but thankfully I've seen Wag the Dog, and I have enough discernment to say, I want to see some more information before we, go to war with the country. I hope we learn that lesson from George Bush.
Honestly, I don't think it'd be too long of a war, honestly, going to war with North Korea. I don't think it would be too long of a war.
You should just put up some satellite dishes and pop in some smartphones and let them figure it out for themselves.
Drop a bunch of balloons, drop a bunch of cell phones over there, a bunch of laptop computers, and a ton of porn, and they'll be fine.
Wouldn't it be better than dropping bombs? I mean, just here you go. Wake up. Here's what you guys are up to. Oh. But hey, that would mean we'd have to look in the mirror and see what our own country's up to, and that gets a little bit more complicated. But you're saying we're going to make it till 2016, and I'm going to hold you to that. Hopefully your prediction comes true.
As a world. I'm not saying all of us will, but
okay.
As a world, we'll make it till 2016.
Life on planet Earth shall survive till 2016. Maybe not you and me.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll discover aliens in the next year either.
But what if we are the aliens?
Well, then we're already here.
That's what I'm saying. You know, go figure. Hey, we'll find out. Maybe Manziel's just an alien testing our patience and watching us exacerbate the absurdity of our fandom and the adoration that we heap on clowns. Maybe it's just a big science project. We'll find out.
Well, I'm pretty sure there could be aliens on Earth. I mean, take a look at Willie McGee. You play for the St. Louis Cardinals. Sam Cassell.
Yes, Sam Cassell. I was trying to remember the dude's name. Yes, Sam Cassell. He always looked like Phone Home. Elliot, Phone Home. Yeah, I don't know. What? Hey, all right. So we're gonna make it till 2016. Aliens may be playing basketball among us, and we'll wait and see the next chapter with the Kim Jong-un saga. But definitely go see the interview or rent it on YouTube or however you do that. So, all right, buddy. We'll be talking again soon. Go Buckeyes.
Thanks again, Brian.
There he goes, Zak Baris, everybody. Like I said, check him out. He is at ZBaris on Twitter, ZBaris. Us on Twitter, The New American Media, The New American Media. We're at American_media_. On Facebook, you can do a search for The New American Media with spaces in between and like the page. On YouTube, youtube.com/The New American Media. Click subscribe. We've been doing this for about 3.5 years. We got, 415,000 video views and some interesting, an interesting backlog of interviews and people that we've connected with over the years. If it's your first time checking us out, you may enjoy some of that. Please do so. Hey, if you've been listening to a lot of our stuff for a while, thank you, but look around. We've left a breadcrumb trail, kind of like how Eminem said at the beginning of the interview. I've kind of been leaving a breadcrumb trail of, except I'll say interestingness, for several years now. So check it out. That's at thenewamericanmedia.com. Go Buckeyes. Hopefully the Browns turn it around. Hopefully the Cavs turn it around. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Peace.
It's the Unhappy Hour.